Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you have not subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so. And God bless Biafra. Nigerian coward soldiers fled Biafra land and resigned en masse. They cried out that fake BUHARI sent them on a suicide mission in Southeast region, and the Fulani terrorists in military uniforms are using them as collateral damages. About 80% of the non-Fulani Nigerian soldiers posted to Biafra land to help the Fulani Nigerian government Fulanize Biafra cries out that fake BUHARI and the army chief, Lieutenant General ÇɁ sent them to Southeast region on a suicide mission because they are being killed either by the Fulani Nigerian government-sponsored unknown gunmen or the Fulani terrorists in Nigerian military uniforms, who uses them as collateral damage. The non-Fulani Nigerian soldiers have all fled their posts at Obinze, Onitsha, Enugu, Iguacha, and other secret Nigerian military barracks in Biafra land and resigned en masse. The Fulani Nigerian government army chief, Lieutenant General Çヂağıyı is now begging the aggrieved Nigerian soldiers and army officers not to abandon fake BUHARI, and Farouk promised to increase their salaries and allowances. Some of the aggrieved soldiers lamented that they were turned into mere propaganda machines for the Fulani Nigerian government and used by fake BUHARI to kill innocent Biafran villagers, burn their homes, so that Biafrans will abandon their ancestral lands for Fulani terrorists to occupy later, while the soldiers' own villages in the north and southwest regions have been taken over by Fulani terrorists and their families and aged parents sent to IDP camps as refugees, never to return to their ancestral lands. Imagine that. According to report, it has been reported how more than 500 soldiers wrote to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Çヂağıyı, seeking voluntary retirement. The Nigerian Army says, citing loss of interest and low morale as reasons for disengagement by soldiers will no longer be accepted as the basis for approval of voluntary retirement. The action comes amid security challenges being faced by the Nigerian military as it combats terrorists, bandits, Fulani terrorists, and other criminals in most parts of Nigeria. Some of the affected soldiers who cited loss of interest, intimidation by superior Fulani officers, corruption in the army by Fulani-led military, and low morale as their reason for resigning from the army. This has never happened like this before in the history of Nigeria. It has never been like this. There have been challenges. They have been facing challenges. Most of them sent to the northern part of Nigeria to fight the Fulani terrorists and Boko Haram are being betrayed by the military authority, where they, leak their logistics to the Fulani terrorists. And those terrorists usually succeed in ambushing the non-Fulani soldiers and military officers. You know, there have been allegations of corruption in the Nigerian army, which increased from 2015 when Buhari came into power, which some of the soldiers have blamed for their loss of interest. They said that it has never been like this before, that ever since Buhari came into power in 2015, he destroyed the army institution and other military institutions. He destroyed it. According to some soldiers, the army is the epitome of deep-seated corruption. They noted that corruption is affecting the prosecution of anti-terrorism war, especially in the northern region, since fake Buhari came into power. In a military signal exclusively obtained, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Yahya Farouk, a Fulani terrorist Janjaweed, said service personnel discharging at will does not augur well for the Fulani-controlled Nigerian army, and they should not abandon fake Buhari at this time. The signal, dated December 23rd, was signed by O.A. Oyelade, a brigadier general, on behalf of Yahya Farouk. The army chief insisted that reasons such as loss of interest in military service will no longer be tolerated as a basis for discharge, because the Fulani Janjaweed are running out of time in their Fulanization agenda, and they need this Fulani-controlled military to execute the Fulanization agenda of fake Buhari. The signal read, military service in Nigeria is a voluntary service. Accordingly, able-bodied men and women apply to join to serve the color, after which they have applied for re-engagement or chose to voluntarily discharge. Others in the course of service decided to go on retirement or discharged before their run-out date, ROD. The only people they chase out of the military are those who refuses to do the Fulani biddings. Going by the Nigerian Army forecast of events, the discharge board is designed to hold quarterly to afford personnel opportunity to disengage for several reasons, other than completion of return or run-out dates, ROD. Admittedly, service in the Nigerian Army is voluntary, and since it is not a conscript army, any personnel could go or opt to leave at different times. But the Fulani Nigerian government don't want them to leave, because they are deceiving these military guys, the soldiers, lying to them that Biafran agitators are the enemies of Nigeria. Even to pay them their allowance, the Fulani commanders are sitting on those allowances, stealing them. And they are putting the lives of these Nigerian soldiers and army officers at risk, because they recruit repentant Boko Haram terrorists and Fulani bandit terrorists into the Nigerian military. And they use those Fulani terrorists as unknown gunmen who, out of frustration, kills the non-Fulani soldiers, use them as collateral damages, and later blame it on IPOB and Eastern Security Network. A word is enough for the wise. Buhari impostor have bastardized the Nigerian military institution. The terrorists, Fulani and Boko Haram, have infiltrated the Nigerian military. No matter what they do, Biafra must be restored. They will try, but they will fail. And Biafra will emerge victorious. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video. And bye-bye for now.